Yo, what's good? Yes, 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 yes. When you push something away, it draws closer. When you want something desperately, it fades away. That's one of the reasons why narcissist thrives for attention but never gets real attention, because they're trying so hard and they need their safe space. They have the fragile sense of self, and they first delude themselves, then they must delude others to believe their own self-delusion. But then it is always in the fade, because it's never real. Because it always must be reenacted, and it always must be in the safe space. So they are afraid, they are ashamed, they're running away, which undermines the grandiosity. Then they have to reenact grandiosity in a safe space again. And then they can believe it, but just for a second, and then it fades again. So this is like impotence that always have to prove itself how omnipotent it is, instead of just realizing the truth. But man, we know that narcissism is based on contradiction in itself, right? Is also a rebellion against everything, basically. Is a rebellion against the failure, the own failure, the own impotence, dysfunction, and the constant attempt to enact the grandiosity that is having a huge gap, as Professor Sam Wagner called it, a grandiosity gap, a gap between reality and the fantasy of the narcissist. So it's a rebellion. And this is why it is like the Luciferian spirit, because Lucifer was the light bringer. It was an important, very important person in heaven. But it was not enough. Lucifer got the malicious envy on God. The malicious envy that led him to try to replace God. And then he was cast down onto earth. He now is a covert narcissist. So Lucifer first became an overt narcissist, the light bringer, a person in the fantasy of omnipotence that is validated by the other angels, but then get cast down and get covert, breaks down, suffers depression because of narcissistic depletion, meaning no supply for the fantasy. So Lucifer is ruminating and trying to create a new grandiose fantasy mixed with revenge fantasies, and the bad angel introjects that keep informing him that he is unbearable, impotent, unable, dysfunctional. So narcissism is a rebellion. At some point in my life, I understood that I look just pretty much cooler if I wear sunglasses, and narcissists hate it if I wear sunglasses, because then they can't look into the window of my soul, which is the eyes. They try to exchange energy when they look in your eyes and smile at you with a delusional smile, with the delusion of omnipotence. Swimming in a sea of dysfunction and enjoying the self-mortification which I want to make a stream about on Saturday, a live stream. The most counterintuitive thing I ever witnessed in my life. The twisted pride in shameful behavior, in a cycle of self-mortification that leads to damned up libido that can be reinvested in more shameful behavior. But stay tuned. So at some point in my life I realized that obedience and surrender provides us with the most power, with the power that I can use very well, because I am who I am, and I'm not a hyper-competitive person. I'm not an alpha male in that regard, I believe. So I don't feel like I have to prove something to anyone. And I want to prove that I don't have something to prove. No, I'm just kidding. But what I mean, what do I mean with this, and how does this relate to the rebellion of the narcissist? The narcissist is a rebel. He dreams of anarchy. Anarchy, you know, Lucifer dreams of anarchy. If finally the evil angels, Michael, the archangel, God himself, if finally these evil people will be dethroned, emasculated, humiliated, then finally Lucifer can rise to the glory and can bridge the grandiosity gap between reality and his fantasy. All right, so that's his fantasy. Because he is in rebellion, which is a waste of energy, is a negative energy he invests in vengeful thinking, in ruminating, in grudge, in revenge fantasies, in self-mortification, self-trashing behavior. All right? So, why is obedience so powerful and surrender? And why is rebellion a waste of energy? It's a double waste of energy. All right, let me get to the point, right? I'm circling, I'm edging here. Let me get to the point, but just be a little bit patient. All right? I want to be pleased, you know? I want to be pleased. I want a person to be patient with me, for I'm not an AI generated content that is just overflowing you with the perfect narrative information. I'm getting there. Now, obviously rebellion is a waste of energy because you're investing in negative emotions, have just a fantasy, and you're in constant circles of narcissistic injury, because there's this reality gap. You have to keep people who give you reality checks away. You need to be avoidant, you need to be a coward, but you need to pretend to be omnipotent. This is a waste of energy. Obedience, however, what does it mean? Well, the narcissist might be rebellious because you don't like Christianity. Christianity is dominant. Jesus is dominant, but Jesus was a loser, you know. He was forgiving, he was loving, he was not dominant. He was led to his own crucifixion because of his goodness and idea and his vision and his investment in the world. He was stupid, a loser, right? Being evil is cool. It's like wearing sunglasses, right? And talking to a mobile phone, right? It's really cool. Wearing this kappa. All right. So he would be rebellious to this, which means he thinks it's cool and strong to be evil because it is powerful to be evil. It is powerful to hurt other people, take from them, because they are stupid. They are stupid. They are sensitive. They take care for others. They take accountability. This is all weakness. This is for losers. So they are rebellious. They are proud of being evil and strong. All right? They can take themselves. They can just take it. And they will then engage in paganism, or in something that is very old and rebellious. It is contra status quo, contra majority. It is conspiracy. It is based on secret knowledge. It's magical thinking. It's witchcraft. It's bullshit. It's this and that. All right? So this is the narcissist. He's rebellious. He is into paganism. Because what would obedience mean? It would be you just take what's there. You just see Jesus Christ, right? You know, the narcissist is cool. He's doing drugs. He's strong enough to do it. He's doing all this stuff. He is indulging in adultery, in uncontrolled sexual instant gratification, all right? This is the small moment of dominance where even the covert narcissist is dominant for, let's say, 2.5 seconds, all right? 2.5 seconds of dominance and the culmination of fantasy, right? So, but being obedient, being disciplined, being self-regulating, fastening, celibacy, using your sexual energy for creative processes, for self-realization, for sports, for exercise. That's something different. That's obedient. That's obedience. Going with the system. All right. You know, we have this double-minded, double-faced society where people will tell you, oh, you're so boring. You're not drinking. You're not smoking. You're not sniffing that stuff. Oh, you're so boring. You're not fucking around on the weekend. Oh, you're boring. But then when you do it, they will weaponize it against you. They will snitch. All right. So this is why it makes you very powerful when you give them nothing. When you look at the dysregulated people, the addicted people who try to project their problems and weaknesses on you, and you give them nothing. When you see a police car and you have no problem with that because you say, hey, Mr. Officer, what's the deal? We can work it out. You know, it's no problem. You don't have fear of this person. Because believe me or not, I believe most policemen are good people. They are just like you and me. They are even invested and want to contribute to society. But there is psychopath, especially spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay? There was one man, he wasn't even a policeman, he was the doctor there. I got nightmares of this person because he's a vampire. He took my blood, okay? Now I tell you what, the next one who takes my blood, I take his soul, y'all. Anyway, but I'm saying, if you have nothing to fear, if nobody can blackmail you, this makes you very powerful, and this is the power of obedience. Stop rebelling. Rebellion makes you vulnerable, wastes your energy. It's just the ego. It's just an ego thing. You do it because you think you're special. You think you're like Lucifer. You think you're special. You think you're better. You need some secret knowledge that not everybody has access to. You're so special. You need your own this and that, and you know, that's narcissistic, magical thinking. No, be obedient. Just give it up. Just surrender. No one can with you then. All right, you're so boring. Oh, you're so boring. Yeah, I'm so boring. It's so boring, right? What did you do with that powder? Did you do that really? Okay, I did not. All right, that's okay for me. Also, you need to smoke this to regulate yourself, otherwise you engage in hateful, self-trashing behavior. All right, that's okay. Don't connect me to that. Don't connect me to that. That's your problem. That's your problem. That's not my problem. You understand me? Yeah, I feel like I don't really nail what I want to say is, yeah, giving up rebellion is, it was a turning point for me. Not fighting the system anymore. The system is stronger and it's a waste of time and energy. Don't fight the system. Cops just doing their job. And at the same time, it has many benefits if you live a super clean lifestyle. Like, I take no medications. I don't need anything. I never go to the doctor. I just nothing. All right. So that feels good. That is good. And nobody can tell me nothing, right? Nobody can tell me nothing. All right. I'm done with that. If I, maybe I get dreadlocks back, but then I know that the cops will do social profiling. They see the dreadlocks, they will get me out, and that's okay. That's okay. I have no problem with them giving me a message about about their prejudices. That's okay. That's okay. I accept it. They're just doing their job. They're looking for the wrong guy. That's okay. But giving up rebellion is very good, because narcissists and psychopaths will leverage your rebellion against you. But if you're obedient and you're surrendered, you're in a humble state, you're not prideful, they will weaponize it against you. And this makes you, I tell you what, they will fear you. They will fear you when you're obedient. I'm not saying you have to be Christian to do this. I'm not Christian. But I just stop being rebellious and looking for some special things that I do and fight some conspiracy. Narcissism is also a conspiracy theory. Everybody's against me. Yeah, you're a rebel, you're fighting everything, everybody's against you, okay? You're paranoid, you're paranoid, you're paranoid, you're paranoid, you're paranoid, you're paranoid. By the way, psychopaths are paranoid too, but only if you corner them. Only if you reflect everything back to them. I mean, they're repressing the anxiety. I think that's a weak spot of the psychopath, is that they overestimate themselves. And they only accept it when it's too late. When you really do it, they will never believe it. They don't take warning shots serious. They think, they always pretend to be bold and in control of the situation, but they not. They will see it when, they only will accept it when it's too late for them, right? Guys, what else can I say? What else can I say? Consider giving up certain rebellions. They're wasting your energy and make you vulnerable to this and that, and what I told you, right? Consider it. Surrender. Go with the flow. Use what you have. Use what you find. Just stop looking everywhere. Don't look in this country. Don't look in that country. Don't look for this or that special super belief. Don't look into the star where you're coming from. Just look where you are now on Earth, right here, right now. What is there? I can use it. I can use that. I can use this. I will use this, what I find right here in my hand. I will use it, because I'm the monkey. I'm the monkey bunky. Yeah, I'm donkey. I'm a donkey conky. But don't get it wronky, okay? Right. See you in the next video.